people over at Fifine were kind enough to send me this microphone to try out. So this video will be a little different than what I usually do, because I usually like to cover consoles. I want to get into just covering games. So I'll hope you'll bear with me through this while I tell you about why I actually think this microphone is pretty good. One of the representatives reached out to me and I was like, why not? I'll give it a try. If I didn't like it, I would just return it, then act like I just never talked to them before. But actually, I gave it a try, and I do think this is a pretty solid microphone. I was a little worried that this was gonna be bad, but then I did a lot of research, and I saw just positive reviews, like on Amazon, on AliExpress. So what is this microphone exactly? It's the Fifine AM8, and it has, you know, the standard USB support and XLR. I don't use XLR because I don't have like audio DAC, and I don't even know how to set all that up. So when you open the box up, you'll see the instruction manual that goes over everything that you need to know about the microphone, what all the buttons do, how to set it up. The next thing you notice in the box is the stand, which I actually really like because it has like a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel heavy, but it's like feels pretty solid, so your microphone won't tip over whenever you just accidentally knock into it. Plus, it is slip resistant, so it like sticks to really any surface you put it on, and overall has like a nice quality to it. Now, you don't have to use the stand. You can screw it into any microphone stand you may have, like if you have one of those like arm things that the microphone uses. I don't have one since I don't know how to set that up either. So when looking at the microphone, it has a push the mute button, which is very simple to toggle. You just tap it and then it'll turn red when it's muted, then it'll turn green whenever it's on. It has two sliders for volume. So if you have problems with the microphone being too quiet, you can always boost the volume to make it a little bit louder instead of having to go into the settings and trying to navigate through windows to find out. It feels warmer than my old microphone. So I think this microphone would be really great for streams. I do like streaming every now and then, like 6 months ago, but I really do think it's nice and warmer, and I like to have a cozy vibe in my streams. So I definitely would use this microphone if I wanted to stream, because I usually do like older games and like try to have like a chill atmosphere where people can watch after work and just relax. And I feel like it's just great for just general use. You don't want your voice to be too powerful to where it like shakes the whole TV. And then one thing I really do like about this microphone is the RGB colors. So there's a button on the side. If you hold it down for 3 seconds, it'll turn it off and it'll turn it on. And then you can just tap the button to change the colors to what you want. So if you just want it to be a solid color, you can just keep changing until you pick the color you want. When I turned it on, it was on the RGB mode, where it will just slowly cycle through all the colors. And whenever in the middle of the night when I'm editing, I find it very relaxing just having the colors just cycle through while I'm just sitting there typing, trying to find out what the next big video will be. And one thing I really like about this microphone is that there's like a pop filter kind of already on it. So you're not having to buy an additional like little pop filter with like your microphones, because I had to buy that for my old one as well, and that's nice that it kind of came with it, or I have to like have that little screen to try to stop the popping noise. Another thing I found really cool was that this microphone had a monitor in jack. So basically you'll just hear your audio right then and there, so you could just hear yourself talk and be able to adjust everything before you start recording, which I found really nice, because normally I would have to record like test scripts and make sure everything sounds good before I actually go and start filming. The last thing I wanted to touch on was the length of the USB-C cable. I'm so used to little like electronics I buy nowadays coming with like a little 3-foot, 3-inch even USB-C charger, so I have to use like my switch chargers since they are like a really decent length. And with this microphone, it's also like really longer than like a switch charger, so I find that really nice because I usually place my microphone high up whenever I record, so I don't run into any issues there, which is great. So that was just my initial thoughts of the AM8 microphone by Fifine that they sent me the tryout. And if you're in the market for a new microphone, you know, you want to start a new YouTube channel like I am, or if you wanted to start a podcast, this is like the definition of a podcast mic. It is very lightweight, so you could definitely just hold on to it and just talk about whatever they talk about on podcasts, and I don't know. So yeah, I just want to say thank you, Fifine, again for letting me try out the microphone, even though I'm just a small channel, and I want to thank you guys for watching. I started this channel 6 months back and it didn't really go anywhere. Then I started picking it up again and I feel like it's been going off. I'm planning on doing some big stuff later down the line, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And always be sure to like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you want to be part of my YouTube journey, then be sure to join us. There are a lot of nice people in the community that have been really supporting me. And I'll have a link down in the description below to purchase your own microphone if you want to. So yeah, if you're in the market for a good microphone, I would give this a try. So I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya. Found kind of cool was it had a monitor it had a monitor monitoring. It had a moderate